So that wouldn't help me to know which way's which.
All right, we are showing. Let me make
See what
sure
you
on
got
this
here,
one.
brother.
All right. Looks like
I love the sound of your voices
Oh,
so
thank
much.
you.
That's our southern style, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I love it.
All right, brother, you ready?
We are live and ready on YouTube.
Live and
Yes.
Drew walking through the
All
casino.
right, here we go.
Where are you, Drew?
I'm at the
Hi,
fucking
this is
casino.
Ivan from Men Without
Which
Hats.
one?
Oh,
And you're
thanks.
listening live from Nashville
What?
to the D&D Dynamite 80s podcast with DC and DH.
Live from Nashville, Tennessee, you are listening to the D&D Dynamite 80s podcast with your hosts, DC and DH. So guys, take it away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another episode of D&D Dynamite 80s. I'm DH.
Hey, there's Drome in here. I'm DC.
Yes. Hey, Drone, how
Hey.
are you? Thank you for
Sorry,
joining
wait.
us. Yes.
No,
Hey,
you're
folks,
fine, man. Appreciate it. That was right
All
on
good.
cue. Right on
Thank you.
cue for you
Yes.
to be here.
Hey, we're
Awesome.
getting ready,
Fantastic.
folks. As usual, well, actually, we're doing a Monday night instead of a Wednesday night. So you get
Special
to see
show.
us twice this
Yes,
week.
sir.
So either condolences or congratulations, whichever way you want to look at that.
Right.
So, but you're going to see us twice this week. DC, how's your week been, brother?
Hey, cold,
It doesn't
man.
matter
It's
how your
cold
week
here.
been, man.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
let's
that's
just
all
get.
I know.
I've been excited to get this one started. I've been watching some videos and things, and man, you're talking
Yes.
about a group of talented individuals. Wow,
Absolutely.
Man.
I'm gonna let you do some introductions here, and we're gonna get
Yeah.
this one rolling.
Yeah, we have the honor to have on tonight Jessie's Girl from New York City.
Yes.
They are a tribute band to the 80s. And like you said, you already kind of busted my bubble on that, man. They are fantastic. They absolutely, the quality of
amazing,
work,
folks, amazing.
the performance, the show they put on, and it is a performance. And we'll get into that. They're different. They're different than a lot of these tribute bands. They
Yes.
actually put on a true performance, and it's fantastic.
Yes.
Guys, how are you tonight?
Great.
Good. Oh, hey, dude.
Where are you guys all coming in from?
I'm-
'Cause I'm in Detroit, Michigan, and it is freezing.
Well, we normally don't have winter like we're having right now, but we're like, what's tomorrow, DH? 21 for the high?
Too cold. Way
Yeah,
too,
too cold. And we're in Nashville. We don't get 21
Oh,
degree
Nashville.
weather.
I love
So
Nashville.
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's a little different for us. We
It is.
don't like that very much. But
No.
anyway, no, we've got Eric with us. We got Drew. We've got Carly. We got
I'm
Drew.
Drew.
And
we're gonna call him Drew, aka iPhone 8. So-
yes, that's right.
Back.
Nickname iPhone 8.
Yes.
So we appreciate you taking some time with us, guys, tonight. We really do.
Of course.
Eric, I guess you lead this crew right here a little bit. Let's start out with you. What did that? And I know that you've done it for several years, and probably, as far as I could tell with my research, most of the same performers have stayed with the crew, right? So how long have you been doing this?
Well, officially, Jessie's Girl is over 12 years old.
Wow.
Wow.
But I was doing it with another band that we got into a big tiff with for 5 or 6 years before that. And Drew was playing with me with that. And Mike, our drummer, was in that.
Okay.
But the crew, Carly is our newest musician. It took us years to find her, to be honest. She has a skill set beyond.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes the best
Cute
takes
height.
time. There you go.
And Jerome is probably
Cute
the
height.
new official member. He's been subbing with us and working with us for years. But as we had some personnel changes, Jerome was a great fit. And there's something about this band. It's not just like that we get musicians in. You have to get what we're doing.
Right.
So
Sure.
other keyboard, other singers. But if you don't understand what we're doing, it doesn't fit. It's hard to explain.
Gotcha.
Unless you're in it.
Totally.
You're in it, you know it. Like
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
like recently we've been our founding member Jenna is having her second baby.
Oh, congratulations
You know,
to Jen.
Yes. Yes.
We
Very talented
Yeah.
lady.
any day now. Put it that way. Like she's ready to.
Yeah, she's
Right.
ready to pop.
Okay.
And we've been looking for someone to step into her shoes, and we have a girl in Nashville that was doing it. You ever see a girl in Nashville called Ray Raddick? She sang with us for a while.
Oh, okay.
Nashville. But then we have a new girl, Destiny, which Carly brought in. And you got to get it. If you don't get it.
And she gets it.
And she gets it.
Yeah.
Big time.
Definitely gets it.
Yeah. Well,
That's it.
let me ask here's the thing first that I've gotten from what I've seen on YouTube and all the different videos that are out there is the amount of energy,
Bluetooth
the amount of fun, the dress up to make it even more that you're taken back to that particular time in memory.
Right.
For us old heads, that stuff I eat that up.
Yes.
Because when you do the Madonna like a prayer, and you got them in the chorus, or the
choir robes,
the choir robes.
Yep.
And, people get it if you've been there and done that, and it brings it back just that much more enjoyable to you.
Yeah, and as a performer, I feel like that's one of the things that makes the show so special is because you're not just singing the songs.
Sure.
You really have to embody, which is the fun part as a singer. You get to embody. I mean, for me, I get to be Rick James. I do Prince. I do Michael Jackson. But the outfits really help to embody like the song. Oh. I've started recently doing Jump, and
it's amazing.
Band has come up with a nickname for me instead of David Lee Roth is David Leroy.
Oh man!
But it's just a good time. It really is.
Sure. Oh, you can tell you guys have a great time.
Oh,
There's no
yeah.
doubt about
Very
that.
genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We
when
really
you're doing
try-
that, it's not work, is it? It's not
No.
work.
Not at all.
You can tell that in your performances that it's not work to you. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's one of the things I wanted to and kind of delve in on is
Yeah.
you can tell you guys have a relationship and that you all genuinely like each other. Is
Right.
that something you've kind of built as you've gone along, or was that just kind of a natural occurrence?
Oh no, because when I started, it came out of another band where I think Drew was going to kill the singer. Literally, I thought throttle her.
I was
And,
ready to quit because it was horrible.
It was horrible, and we decided that if we do this,
Bad.
it's got to be. If we're going to be in a van together and traveling and flying and doing everything, you're going to like the people you're with.
Sure.
And there's one thing I would say, like there's age differences, there's cultural differences. We live in different places, but when we do music, we have a great time.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
We spend a lot of time together. Like we did a cruise. We were doing the 80s cruise. We did 80s cruises.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of time together. And
I feel like it's
laugh as much as we can.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you kind of, I mean, when you're auditioning for this band, it's more than just singing the songs or playing the songs. You kind of can catch a vibe right away to know if it's going to be a fit. You know what I mean? And it's something that
Sure.
it's never been spoken about within the unit. It just, everybody kind of will feel.
It's a when
feel.
you know thing.
Yep, totally.
Yeah.
You've worked with several of the stars, if you will, from the
several.
decade. Yeah,
So-
several of them. I'm curious. Were they all very enjoyable, or did you have one that sticks out to you? Any of
I'll
them?
talk to me. Everyone
They're
can ask.
generally great.
My favorite was Taylor Dane.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Playing. We used to have a residency at the Canal Room, and she came and did a show with us. We did a few shows with her. We did it on the cruise. We played with her.
Yeah.
Drew and I backed her up. It was fantastic. But
Yeah,
what
but,
happened?
nothing compares to you with her. It was great. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Nice.
But my story is we were doing sound check and her microphone went out.
Oh
And-
no.
Get to the tech, she kept singing, and I said, and we heard it over the band. I'm like, that comes out of your face. Like that I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a powerhouse for sure.
Yeah.
For men at work, he's amazing.
Yeah, Colin Hay is great.
Colin Hay. Yeah.
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 A lot of people are very nice.
We have a
And I
show
think-
coming up with Belinda Carlisle,
Oh, wow.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Mhm.
That is awesome.
which
yes.
Eric just so like kind of nonchalantly told us about, and we're like, wait,
Yeah.
sorry, what?
Yeah,
he
it's only
was just
Belinda
like-
Carlisle.
Just
Yeah.
like in a text one day, it was just like, get ready.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
The Hall of Famer.
right.
Belinda
Yeah.
Carlisle.
Big deal.
So-
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
gonna do
kind of
a
a big
sound check
deal.
with Belinda Carlisle, and we're like,
Right.
wait, I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Yeah. It was like, what?
DH and myself were reminiscing about some old shows that we did in the past, and one of them was, since you mentioned Belinda, was we interviewed Gina Shock,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
and it was
Oh,
fantastic.
amazing, yes.
And I guarantee you, she hasn't been interviewed a bunch of times where she was actually behind the drum set.
That was really cool.
That was
Wow.
cool. That was a cool deal. We caught her right at the end of a practice that she was doing for a
Wow.
benefit or something.
You know who?
I have,
So she's
And she
doing the
lives-
whole interview from the drum set.
Tiffany, who
It's
lives
pretty
in your
cool.
town, is great.
Tiffany,
Cool.
She's awesome.
Yeah. We hang out with her.
I think she lives in Nashville. She's amazing.
Yeah.
oh, she does.
Yeah.
I didn't
She's
know
a
that.
Drew,
rock
I'll-
star. I don't know if you know that, but she'll come out and like wail Guns N' Roses and hang
oh,
out.
that's awesome.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She's got a deep. She's really into music. It's not just this teeny bopper thing. If you think she
Right.
like lives it.
Right.
I-
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
lives in Nashville.
Yeah. One of the things that I read somewhere that I thought was pretty cool and I wanted to ask about was, I want to say maybe it was a Halloween bash or something that y'all did with Jamie Foxx. It was,
Oh
I want
yeah,
to say it was Halloween.
Oh, Sherwood remembers that one.
that was a while ago, man. But yeah, he sat in. It was crazy. It was like
What?
happening, man. You know, and he was great. We had some kind of party. Yeah, it happened. It was cool.
Jamie Foxx. Well,
10 years
Yeah.
ago, the theater at the Garden, and it was Tiffany, Debbie Gibson, Dee Snider,
Lou Grant.
Wow.
Lou
Lou
Graham,
Graham. Foreigner.
Wow.
Wow. Fantastic. Yeah.
Howard Jones.
Wow.
It was-
Yo, wait. We had Daryl from Run DMC.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah.
We played a lot of people. There's a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
try to do it on a different level. It's hard to explain.
One
That's
of
the
the
thing.
things,
When we found Carly, we have people that can play the piano, but it's this aggressive, entertaining, having fun on stage. Carly and I become partners and goofing on each other and seeing how much we're gonna make each other laugh on stage.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen that with some video where y'all are playing off each other. Like,
Oh, it's
Oh, yeah.
like being
it's noticeable. It is.
but
Most
that's
definitely.
what makes the show so much fun because number
Sure it is.
one, folks are there to reminisce about, I mean, let's just face it. When you grew up in the 80s, it just seems like it was a better time. I guess whatever decade you grew up in.
'Cause
people
you were
are gonna say
younger.
that. Yeah.
You
you
didn't
were
have
younger,
problems like you. Yeah.
You
didn't have
didn't have bills. You didn't have, all that other. But
Sure.
the cool part is you guys give people that, hour and a half, 2 hours where they get to go back in time.
Mhm.
And one of the things when we've talked to, and we appreciate that for y'all doing that and sharing your talent
It's a
with us.
gift. Absolutely.
But one of the things I wondered is, are you seeing like a lot of different generations coming to your shows?
Can I chime in on that?
yeah.
Go
Yes.
right ahead, Carla.
Just this past weekend, this like 8-year-old girl runs up to me and is like, "This is the first concert I've ever seen. Oh my goodness." Her smile is like wrapping around the back of her head. It's that big.
That's awesome.
And she's wearing a shirt that says Journey on it. I couldn't
That's
believe my
awesome.
eyes. That happens all the time though. Like
Yeah.
it's not just like you had to be alive in the 80s thing. I mean, forget about it. I play in this band, love all the music. It
Right.
heals me to do this. And I was born in 1993.
That's awesome.
That is fantastic.
And
That's led me to my next question.
Yeah.
And I'd like to have all you guys' opinion about this.
sure.
And we love asking this to our guests because it's kind of the focus of our entire show all the time is, why do you think this 80s decade is so just gripping to everybody? why do they want to hang on to it? Why do people that weren't in it, they love it? I mean, they love that type of music.
Yeah.
What is it about it? Do you
I
think?
think. Go ahead, Eric.
I've got a lot of ideas, but you go, Eric.
I'll go first. Number one, it was vast. It wasn't one kind of music.
Mm.
And the thing that changed was it was also visual. You know, it got very colorful. It got very
MTV
it was
came
when
into
things were
business.
changing. It went from
Yeah.
only on the radio to visual. And if you wanted to be popular, you have to keep changing or bring something new. Like, you know, guys and bands in the 70s. I'm a big fan of the 70s.
Yeah, sure.
And like that's where glam started. But regular rockers, they look the same from 1970 to 1980.
Yeah.
Long hair, mustaches. But in MTV, like every record, you have to get a new look or a new outfit. And I also think it was a great time in America where equality started to really kick in. You know, the economy was good. And it had a look to it. And I think young kids identify with it. And now I find young kids is that we're live. We don't use tracks. We don't use anything. 2 or 3 songs. We got some synthesizers, what's called sequence parts that can't be humanly played because they were played by machines. We have some of that, but even stuff that's played by machines, Carly has her hands filled doing it all. She's a monster. But I think it was it's something that's really fun. Like the 50s had a real look to it. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
I think another thing that was really cool about the transition from like the disco era, almost like soft rock, into the 80s, where people were still doing it just for the love of music. And there wasn't really anything that mattered more than like the songs, you know what I mean? So even when it transitioned into MTV, you still kind of had that, your song had to be good. You couldn't just have a visual with a shitty song, which I feel like it kind of transitioned in later years to where it's more like, ooh, shiny things, but don't really pay attention to the song. You know, I think in the 80s, it was still about the song. It was strong hooks, like anthemic, like sounds. It just sounded grander. It wasn't simple. It was, which is why, like Eric said, like you had to add a lot of sounds to it.
Yep.
So all the sounds were new, and Carly has to play them all.
Right.
And I think one of the coolest things.
What do you think?
Drew, did you want to chime in on that?
Why it lasted so long?
Ooh, hey.
We got another band member. Go ahead, Drew. Go ahead, Drew. I'll let this next band member in.
Because people partied.
It's a party music. Yeah, that too.
Yes.
And people still like to do it. So, you know, and then the music goes, there you go. Still go.
Yeah.
And
so we've got iPhone Drew, iPhone 8 Drew, and then iPhone 38, whoever this is.
That is going to be our drummer, Mike.
Mike.
This Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, Mike can hear us. Okay. Good deal. Appreciate you taking some time with us tonight.
And one of the things, kind of talking about the 80s that DC and I were talking about, and I think, Eric, you kind of mentioned this, was the variety of music from the 80s. Because you would listen, like, here in Nashville, it was 103 KDF, and that was like the rock station. But, I mean, you would hear, like, one minute you would hear George Michael, the next minute you would be hearing Van Halen, and then Iron Maiden. Then you might hear Conway Twitty. It just didn't matter. It was all over the place. And I think that's what was so cool.
That's what. Why are you laughing?
Like,
yeah. Is your dick out?
Oh, there he is.
That was going to be my answer, by the way, is that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, speaking as someone that wasn't alive in the 80s, but can know what was popular looking at the charts at the time. It wasn't like how it is today, where it's just like the only pop music rises to the top. Like everything, like you said, from Prince to Van Halen to George Michael.
Michael Jackson.
It's like all of that is popular music, and it's so diverse. I mean, just the fact that Purple Rain was a concert you could go see in 1984 makes me so badly wish that I was alive when that was happening. So bad. Crazy.
Yeah.
Love it so much.
Oh, I have a set when you talk about, Joy and her. We were on the cruise, and I never seen someone happier than Carly dancing on stage with the time. It was
wow.
It was
That's awesome.
Right. Can I chime in on that? So
yeah. Tell the story.
my parents, huge music lovers, and have thankfully supported me in choosing this crazy life path of being a musician since I was born. They would take me to see everything. So they took me in 2004 to see the 20-year anniversary concert of Purple Rain. And what ended up happening was that Morris Day and the Times showed up and did a surprise opening set. It was not
That's
on the
amazing.
bill.
Oh, wow.
And I am 11 years old watching this. I was that little girl in the crowd that I mentioned earlier, at this show.
Hey, can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Hey, Mike.
Story. Let it go.
Hello, Mike.
Okay, let her finish the story,
It's
Mike.
okay. I was just telling like a really deep personal story.
Nope.
Is this when you were like dancing with the guys in
Yes.
Morrissey's band?
Yeah. Yeah. So the full circle of that is, we're playing on the cruise and they're one of the headliners. And I know that going into it, I'm freaking out. I'm like so excited.
After she met them on the load-in.
Yeah, I met them in the check-in. I just happened to be in front, in line of the keyboard player for Morris Day. His name's Andre Holmes. He's amazing. So when that opportunity arose for me to go up and do the bird with,
That's awesome.
I took it.
Wow, sure you would.
Yeah,
I love that
definitely.
dance.
That's great stuff.
That's a great dance.
It's a great.
Yes, it is. Hey,
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I mean, I know a bunch of people bought it, but probably in our group, and I was the heavy metal guy. But after Purple Rain, I didn't care about getting the Purple Rain cassette from my Prince. I got the Morris Day and the Time cassette.
Oh, you
They
did?
rocked. They rocked in that movie. Yes.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They'll show you how it's done. I was watching them going, this is how it's done.
Yes.
Totally.
Absolutely. Mike, I'm curious. We asked this just a little bit ago. With all the different performers that were that you were able to work with, what's one of them that stuck out to you?
Colin Hay.
Interesting. Okay, we've heard Colin twice tonight. So
Okay.
yeah,
so-
tell me about Colin.
Okay.
What,
so
what,
no
why
one's
does
told
he
you my.
stick out?
No one's said the
The kid's
Colin Hay
face,
story
Mike,
yet.
by the way, shirt looks great.
Sorry.
All right,
Yeah,
so the Colin Hay story is that we were contracted to perform with Colin. He was a special guest at one of our shows, and we busted our ass learning all his music, and we arrive at the rehearsal to
How long
play.
is the story be?
What's that?
How long?
How long? What?
The good part.
Oh, get through the part. Okay. Sorry, Drew. So, yeah, we're at the rehearsal at the Capitol Theater, and we've already gone through a few songs, and they're all going swimmingly well. And then we play one of his classic songs, and I thought, in my opinion, he played one of his songs a little too slow. Yeah. I heard that from everybody. And I proceed to play the song a little faster. you know, being
Yeah.
that I am the guy in charge of the tempos of the songs for the most part. And he stops me like 4 or 5 bars into the song and says, "Yo, mate," he goes, "you sped that up." And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Why did you do that?" And I was like, "Well, I thought you played it a little too slow." And he was like, "Mate, 30 years ago when we recorded that song, we played it too fast." And he wanted it his tempo. Like, meanwhile, my whole band was like flabbergasted. They were all like, "I can't believe you just fucking called out the guy who wrote the fucking song
Right.
for playing it too fast." And it was just one of those instances.
That's awesome.
You know, the
That is-
people we've
that's
met,
good.
and we've met all these
Yeah.
cats. We've met Colin Hay, we met Tiffany, Debbie Gibson, Howard Jones. We've met all these ambassadors of the 80s music genre. And we've mostly, and it's what's crazy about Colin is we've hung out, we drank way too many pints with him over the years. And I always fucked with him. I was like, "Yeah, I was the guy. I was the guy who fucked with you." And he's super cool. Colin, if you ever get a chance to see him play, like, he is a master storyteller. Like, he plays the songs like either with a full band or by himself, and you're enamored because he's such a great storyteller. Like,
He's a
Eric
great
and Drew, and myself, like, we busted our ass learning his songs, like the record, and we delivered, and then we showed up, and he was like, "I want him this way," and we had to, you know, like, deliver. You know, Colin is the guy who crafted the songs.
Sure.
I mean, as far as 80s music, folklore, and all those videos that were on MTV, like, we grew up idolizing this guy, and we got to jam with him. So if he was fucking with me a little bit, okay, you know, I'll take the heat that I played them a little too fast. But, you know,
he'll remember it. He'll remember that tempo next time.
Oh yeah, remember. I'll remember it. Yeah, remember, like, Mortality was like, "Oh, giddy up. Let's see how you're gonna react to this." You know, like,
We have a lot of fun in this band, though. We do.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about that. Talk to me about, because DH, that would be our dream, I would think, is one of our dreams is like our guest next week is going to be Steve Spears from Stuck in the 80s podcast.
Love Steve.
Yeah. He does these cruises, man. And I'm
we did 8
I'm
of them.
jealous. I'm jealous of that, man. That
DC,
sounds like so much fun.
First off,
we're not that caliber, by the way.
First off, have you looked in the mirror, DC? Nobody wants to see you in person.
No, we're not. We don't have the look for
Me either, but I mean,
camera or anything.
Right. We have faces for radio.
Yeah,
that's about it.
We're in the wrong. We're doing the wrong thing now. So
you know, we might be on a cruise, but we'll be in the closet waiting on somebody to spill something with the mop.
Right.
I'm ready. Let's go.
They'll think I'm supposed to be bringing them another drink or something.
Right.
That's humble. Okay.
But no, tell us about the cruise and stuff, man. It sounds like so much fun. So how does that work for you guys?
Wait,
do you
before
have?
we do, Mike, you gotta back up a little bit. I want to see your face.
Who's that?
I'll back up. Are you good?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
There you go.
there he is.
In all your glory.
Been telling the story the whole time.
Yeah, he's like,
Okay.
so
Well, Steve and his wife Melissa. Well, Melissa has been a longtime fan of Jessie's Girl. She used to come and see us play at the Canal Room many years ago, and he's been on 8. We've done 8 of the last 8 cruises. Like, we've done all the cruises. Unfortunately, this coming March, we will not be on the cruise. But, you know, Steve is still doing it. He's been a big supporter of what we do. And we've done extensive interviews with stuck in the 80s. And,
Mhm.
He's great.
Yeah.
Steve and his wife, Melissa, have been huge supporters of what we do. And they dive deep into, all that is the 80s. And, like, we're fortunate we're friends with him, I guess.
That's awesome.
The cruise is it's an experience, I'll tell you that much. So Drew and Mike, the only three that were Drew and Mike were on the first ones with us. And the first cruise we did, they ran out of alcohol.
Oh yeah, that was for sure.
The boat was not ready for the
Hey,
level.
it's the 80s. The 80s guys, so
The
there
amount
you
of
go. That makes
costumes
sense.
that people wear, just at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. It's fully immersive. And I didn't get the memo the first cruise that I went on. And so I'm showing up in kind of like, oh, I'm just going to be like dressed, casual until we do our shows. And then I realized that there are theme nights that people are like full on costumes every day for every event. And I'm the one walking around, and it's a fully chartered cruise. So you definitely stick out if you are just kind of walking around and they're like, that's not the 80s. That's not 80s. I'm like, no one told me. My first cruise, I was like, no one told me.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to get a drink, I think. Where you go?
Do you see those red leather pants you had that Eddie Murphy wore in Delirious? You could pull them back out on that cruise, brother.
Right. Listen, I had some of those. I have those in my closet right now.
We need to bring
that outfit.
You need to bring them on the next cruise. What y'all do?
Listen, if I tried to put on my parachute pants, I'm gonna start a fire when I start
much friction.
nowadays.
Gonna take
too
it
much
out
friction. That's right.
Yeah, too much friction.
That's David Leroy right there. That's
David Leroy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well,
That is awesome.
That makes us stay together is laughter. It's really
Sure
laughter.
does. Yeah.
Come on. I mean, we're prancing around up there in skin tight pants. It gives us the freedom to just laugh and have a ball. I mean, it really is. I've been doing this for 17, 18 years now, and I'm still having fun at it. And I think what we do is we give the audience permission to have fun.
Yes.
We can make fun of ourselves.
Yep.
And that shows. That shows from videos and things I've watched. I think that's one of the more alluring appeals is you guys are having fun. You're amazing musicians. You do an amazing job, but you're having fun while you're doing it. We've been to shows where it's been, I don't want to say mechanical, but it kind of is. They're going through the motions and you can tell they're not really into it.
You can tell it. Sure.
Yeah, but you can tell you guys are really into it. You're having fun. You enjoy being on stage with each other. And I think that's what really makes the show.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and what's fascinating to me, and I said at the opening, was you tell us the story. You tell the story from the dress up.
Oh, you guys, I got to roll.
You got to roll, Drew?
All right.
I like the whisk.
All right, buddy.
Good luck.
Good luck. Be careful. Be safe.
Yeah.
You're going to be a little nauseous with this.
Only double down if you're certain.
Right. Oh, wow.
But yeah, that's the cool part about doing this show is you really there's a lot of discovery that happens every single show. You find different moments with different members of the band, so it never feels mechanical because you really have freedom to do whatever and just go off of your instincts. And Carly and I have developed a lot of moments together where it's like, and I always am looking for, when I was just a sub for them and I would do like 2 songs, it was more like I just need to come out and like do a good job, do the songs, and then like kind of carry on. But now it's like I'm looking around, I'm a lot more aware, so I can see what's happening around me as opposed to just being so focused on like the performance. Like, okay, I have to hit this mark, or like I have to do this song justice because I'm only out here for 2 songs, so I need to fucking kill it. So, but yeah, we find different moments every show, and that's what keeps it fresh for us. But also, if you're seeing us for the first time or for the 15th, there's always something a little different that's happening in the show.
Something will catch you by surprise.
Oh yeah,
for sure. I mean, there's stuff that happens on stage that catches us by surprise. 'Cause there are moments of choreography, but aside, that's like 10% of it. The
Right.
other 90% is free play antics.
Yeah. And not even us. The crew is on.
And like what you said before about how you can go see other bands, whether they be tributes, originals, or whatever they are, and you just it's just that unspoken felt thing. It's just the vibe. If it feels mechanical, if it looks like they're reading off of iPads, or it's like not really there. I mean, sorry,
going through the motion of it.
You get the opposite experience with Jessie's Girl,
That's
where
right.
everyone's so hungry to be there, can't wait to get back on the stage again, can't wait to connect with the people. I mean,
it shows, no doubt.
I think also everyone in this band, everyone has their own little thing. Like I bring out, I can see you have your Explorer back there and everything else. I'm pointing at you right there. But what I like, my thing is, I bring out all the real guitars from the 80s. So I have a Van Halen guitar, I have the Prince guitar, I own Steve Stevens' actual guitar from the Moni Moni video.
Wow,
I have
awesome.
Bill Sean guitars. Mike's thing is crazy drum sets. Like, Carly is always like we have a costumer, but Carly curates her own color scheme every show. Like
leg warmers.
Socks and belt.
We all
That's
definitely
awesome.
embrace.
That's awesome stuff.
We all embrace a certain aesthetic of the 80s.
Yeah,
I mean, we all have a certain performance angle that we are like strong on, but like the songs are the most important. I mean, we want people who there are people who come to every show. Like when I say every show, they're there. They even if they're logging on to watching us playing Pigs Knuckles, Arkansas, they're watching us and enjoying what we do. And, every show kind of starts out the same way and ends the same way. We open up with the same 2 or 3 songs and end with the same 2 or 3 songs, but the middle and the rest of the show is different. Everybody has their strengths that they bring to this band, and it's as a 7-piece act, I know a lot of touring tributes that are out there on the road. I know Zeppelin tributes, I know Queen tributes, but we bring something different to the table that none of them do. And if you're out there and never seen Jessie's Girl and never seen the Back to the 80s show, you got to come and see what we do.
Absolutely.
What we do every night is different.
Yep.
Like I said, it might start off the beginning, the 2 or 3 songs at the beginning, and might end the same way, but it's different. We bring your favorites and maybe not your favorites, and we're going to make you like them. And if it's Eric, me, Jerome, Carly, Mark, Jenna, Destiny, whoever's on board, like we try to bring you your favorite part of the 80s show.
Right.
And 12 fucking years, man.
Have fun.
Yeah.
12 years. We've been together longer than some of the bands that we tribute.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great point, Mike. That is a great point. That's true.
Who does that? Like I know all the tributes. I know all of them. Like I'm friends with them. You suck up and you kiss ass to whoever's out there and doing the same shtick that you're doing. But we're one of the OGs, man. You can't deny it. We're one of the OGs. Look us up. We're one of the OGs, and like we bring it every night, man.
No question about it.
Come and see Jessie's Girl. You're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Eric?
Yeah.
Let everybody know where we can find your stuff. I know I found you, but go ahead and tell everybody else that's watching.
Jessie's Girl NYC will bring us to your website. Jessie's Girl NYC, Instagram, Facebook. If you have songs you want us to do, tell us. Carly writes all the set lists now. We get the young one write the set lists because she Carly's also become our musical director. She is
Yes.
Oh,
Awesome.
fantastic.
Oh, wait. Speaking of which,
Mini hats. Where's mini hats?
what do you think about me learning Eruption on the new guitar?
woohoo! Oh, like Sky did? Yeah, learn it. I don't care. You should do it. What you
Yeah.
should do is I should start it. You should come over and unplug me and continue it.
Okay,
That's a moment, right? Like,
that's an act.
that's an act. There's a lot of camp in
Anyway.
what we do. There's a
There
lot.
you go. There you go.
I consider like
Guys, it's been an honor. It really
Yes,
has.
yes.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, we've enjoyed it so much. Folks, make sure, like Mike said so well, that you get out and see a show that these guys are doing, and we need to get you to Nashville. That's
Yes.
for sure.
I
We need to
will
get you to Nashville.
we're talking about now that we have different members, that we may put together a national tour.
Oh, that'd be
That would be
fantastic.
amazing.
Like get in the bus and see if we can make it happen. So
Yeah.
shoot
I'm
down
ready.
Well, we'll be the two old bald-headed guys on the front row screaming to death. So you'll know us for sure.
Looking forward to it.
You won't
Yeah.
you won't be able to miss us.
The only thing is, once it gets past 8:30, I have to go home to bed.
Yeah,
on that.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, we're both grandfathers,
half
so
the
the
show, so, you
the
know.
nightlife
Catch the
is
first three
pretty
songs.
short
Right.
nowadays.
First 3 songs, I'm out. See, it's all good. We're gone.
We'll see if you're ready to leave though after those first three.
Yeah.
I have a feeling.
No, we
you're
won't be
gonna
able to
stay
leave
with-
after the first three.
No,
That's for sure.
we'll
midnight show, midnight to 2 a.m. show.
Woo,
But
gosh.
here's my
DC will be there for that one.
But now we do 8 o'clock shows.
There you go.
Well,
That's
you
more
know,
my
the-
speed.
Now the good thing is, if you want to do the 4 a.m. show, I'm usually up and ready to roll about that
Well,
time.
that's
so
true.
that'll work
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
We're
no, that
probably
sounds
still
great.
outside.
Yeah.
Carly and I are still at the bar at that time.
I think we lost Carly on that one. I seen her pass out.
Yeah.
Oh
Do
wow.
it.
So Eric, Carly, Jerome, Mike, it's been a pleasure to have you guys.
Yes, thank
on the
y'all so
show.
much for joining us.
We appreciate it. We'll push stuff that's out on the social media our way, and when a show pops up or something, we'll push it on our end as well, man. We,
Thank you so
we
much.
really appreciate you.
Keep the
Thank you,
spirit
guys.
alive.
Yes,
right.
thank y'all so much. And if you would, if
Metal.
y'all want to hang out for just
Yeah.
a second, we'll
Yeah, will you hold tight while we finish out the ending here?
Sure.
Yeah, sure, man.
All right. Go ahead there, my man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another episode of DND Dynamite 80s. I'd like to thank the members of Jesse's Girl for joining us in tonight. If you get a chance, get out and
New
see
York
them.
City.
You will not be disappointed. Let me tell you, folks, what an amazing group and amazing performers. Remember, you can find us on Anchor, Spotify, Breaker Radio, Radio Republic, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I guess we can mark off TikTok for now, but I heard it's back up, but I'll have to check that one.
It is.
Facebook, on our website, also Google Podcast. We'd like to give a shout out Nashville Voyager Magazine and Canvas Rebel Magazine did articles on D&D Dynamite 80s. Also, we are part of the Canyon Star TV family. Can you imagine they put these two faces
This
on
show
TV?
on a
I
TV,
can't believe it.
on a TV
Yeah,
channel,
It's,
I don't
it's
know.
got to be for scarecrows. That's all it could be.
That's all it's
it could be
worth.
for. Folks, as I always end off, before I throw it over to DC, remember, it doesn't cost anything extra to be kind, so always be kind to each other. DC?
Amen, brother. Amen. Another great show, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
real quick, and these guys already heard it. Steve Spears will be here Wednesday night. Steve Spears from
Love
Stuck in the 80s podcast. So we appreciate him taking some time. Co-host will be Tammy Dever from Totally
Yes.
80s.
Yes.
She wanted to be in the co-host seat for that one, so we're honored to have her along.
She always does an amazing job.
She does a better job than we ever thought
Oh,
we
it-
could. So we're glad to have her
I think a
along
sock
with the
puppet
ride.
could do a better job than we do, DC. So-
Right. And then next week we finish out January with Lori Tucker. She was an 80s music video in a lot of those. Hot for Teacher was one of them that she did. And she was a print model in the 80s as well. So Lori Tucker, we finally got back and forth trying to get a date to work for her. And we're finally going to make that happen. So I'm honored to have her as well. So, another great one, my man. We appreciate
let's play out
everybody
our
being on.
sponsors.
Let's play the sponsors and get on out
Yeah,
of here.
let's not forget them.
DND
Pay the
Dynamite
bills.
80s would like to thank their sponsors, Hudson's Flags and More, Nesting Project of Smyrna, Tennessee, PJG Marketing, Totally Cool 80s, Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids, Jackie's Creations on Facebook, Riley Rhodes Art Designs at RileyRhodes.art on Instagram, and the Magic Yarn Project. You can find all these great folks online.
Yes, sir. You
folks.
sure can.
Hey, couple quick shout outs, folks. Magic Yarn Project, we are so blessed to be part of their family. What they do, it's a group of volunteers, pretty much nationwide and even in some other countries now. And they hand make these head coverings for kids that are battling cancer and provide them for free. So, the princes, the superheroes, all of that. So if you're looking for an organization to support, throw some support their way. Also, Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids, our friend the Vooch.
Yeah, Paul Carafotis, the actor.
Yes,
we appreciate
and what
him.
they do is if you make a donation to that, what they do is they provide books for children that may not be able to necessarily afford those
Or the
books.
book.
So, and as teachers and educators, we know how important literacy is, especially starting off at a young age. So, folks, if you're considering, helping somebody out this year, consider those two organizations. We would appreciate it. But we're just proud to be a part of their family and try to contribute a little bit.
Put so well, my friend. Very good. All right.
You would think I almost had that written down somewhere.
I
Right?
think you might, yes. All right, so stick around for Steve Spears for Wednesday night show, our regular Wednesday night show. And as DC always leads us out, keep playing those 80s, my friends, and we'll see you next time.
See you next week, folks. Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody,
guys.
for joining us.
Guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate